Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And my brothers and sisters, what I'm about to show you is breaking hot off the presses. I watched this live. The Senate just defeated the gun bill vote that Chuck Schumer put forward. I recorded the entire thing. We're going to be parsing it up. There's a lot of stuff you need to see, but this first part is the Republican who was chosen to object to the unanimous consent, and we're going to walk through this because it just got put behind the filibuster. Everything will be linked in the description box below, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on if you like this type of content and want to spread the 2A around. All right, my brothers and sisters, without much more ado, let's dive directly into what happened here. Unanimous consent was just brought forward by Chuck Schumer. This happened literally 10 minutes ago from the filming of this video. Basically what that means is 100 senators have to agree to have the bill voted on. 100. That means all Republicans have to say, yeah, sure, ban all of our rights. Let's have that vote, and then Democrats can pass it. Now, they expected it wasn't going to happen, but listen to what the Republican chosen said. This is John Barrasso from Wyoming. Check this out. Here's one. I got 3 snippets for you, and they're all pretty good.
People give up their liberty. The Democrat legislation takes away a right, and it does not provide Americans security. Democrats want Washington to ban rifles and pistols because of the way they look. To do this, they describe semi-automatic rifles as assault rifles. They aren't. Any farmer, rancher, or outdoorsman in Wyoming can tell you. These rifles work the same way as popular shotguns and other rifles used for hunting and for personal protection. Instead of facing these facts, Democrats stick to demonizing rifles and disrespecting gun owners. Democrats' ban on assault weapons is an assault on lawful gun owners.
That's true. They do look at demonizing certain platforms because they look scary. They do look at disrespecting gun owners as everything going wrong in the country or everything going wrong with a gun is our fault, not the criminal themselves. And he's about to get into this in a second. But this is a big deal. The way that he is setting this up and framing, this is where the political analysis of this channel comes in. This is not just what he's saying. Look what he's framing this as, and that's what's going to be carried forward. Because this entire thing is orchestrated to have the Democrats have a punching bag against Republicans coming in the election. Again, we're going to do a video on that later. I've got Katie researching lots of parts now. Don't miss that one. That one's going to be a big one. But he's setting the narrative from the Republican side. That's key. Let's continue with it and see where he's going because, again, he's calling out Democrats for doing exactly what they're doing. That's important. Let's go.
There's a contradiction at the center of the gun control debate. Democrats want to enact new laws on law-abiding citizens. At the same time, they ignore the lawbreakers. Almost every single page of the bill that's in front of us today adds new restrictions and new burdens on people who follow the law. Tells you what you can buy, what you can't buy. It bans more than 205 rifles, shotguns, and pistols by name. Republicans reject these unjustified and unconstitutional restrictions. Democrats' bumper sticker solution to ban guns is not about safety. It's about restricting lawful gun ownership.
That's true. It is unconstitutional. It is a bumper sticker slogan political platform. It is about demonizing gun owners. It is about defunding the police and allowing criminals to be on the streets, therefore propagating the reason to get rid of guns because of all the violence. This entire thing is all tied up in one big policy platform from the left. Now, what the Republican is doing is something that you've seen mirrored and mimicked in other judiciary committees earlier last week. Again, the political analysis is important here because this is deeper than just here's what happened. This is we're going to pass our rights on to the next generation because we're looking at trends and we're seeing what they're doing so we can know where to go. That's the key. It's one step up. Now, if you look at what what's that guy's name? Ted Cruz said last week in the Judiciary Committee, of which we covered, it was all about focusing on the Democrats wanting to take away gun rights from the lawful and legal and law-abiding and then let criminals out with no penalties. Are you seeing a mirror here? Because this happened today. Ted Cruz, which we covered, happened last week. Everything is intertwined, and all of this is going towards 2024. Now, I got one last thing for you, and this one is where they officially reject the unanimous consent, and all Chuck Schumer's dreams die, therefore starting the narrative of Republicans want everyone to die on the planet. All right, check this out.
Democrats are the party of defunding the police and disarming the American people. None of this makes our streets safer. None of this slows the crime wave in America. None of this solves the mental health crisis in our country. The focus should be on mental health, on school safety, and stricter enforcement of current laws. We want Americans to be safe in their communities, their homes, and their schools. The legislation that the majority leader is proposing that's before us today goes way beyond that. I oppose any policies that jeopardize the Second Amendment rights of the people of Wyoming and people across this country. The Second Amendment is freedom's essential safeguard. Without it, there can be no liberty and there can be no security. So, Mr. President, I object.
So by him saying officially and formally, I object, that means it has to go to the 60 filibuster, which they don't have. That's the entire point. So some of the things that he hit right here are really important to understand. And this is a big key point. Yes, it preserves liberty. Yes, it preserves our rights. Yes, it is a right. There's lots of things there we've touched on. But one thing that he just said about Republicans in the Senate wanting to fund mental health and they wanted to fund hardening of schools, the Democrats killed it. Chris Murphy did. Mr. Gun Control Pusher in the Senate killed it himself. He blocked voting and discussion and debate. I saw it happen. I covered it on this channel. The problem is, and this is where it gets really gross, if they don't solve the problem in any way other than what they want, they know that in their minds, if this happens again, we can just wait it out until Republicans lose politically. That's what their mindset calculus is. It's not about solving the problem. It's about using the problem to understand exactly, or to bring into realization what they want. Because if it was truly about solving the problem of security, they would harden the schools. It'd be really easy. America has a real easy solution of funding anything with printed dollars. It's not like money matters, especially when you're talking about modern monetary theory. But that's a whole different thing with the left. But you have to understand, if they wanted to solve the problem, they would. But the problem presents them an availability to continue pushing for one of their narrative goals. And that's what I've got for you. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.